What's happening, party people? Shout out to one of my viewers here in the Las Vegas area. They have a cam locking tool that they will let me borrow. So if the guy that I'm trying to help ordered his parts yesterday, they may actually arrive here today. It's amazing. I got here with my friend Gilbert. He told me he's getting parts from FCP next day in the Las Vegas area. I know they got another shipping center in the Phoenix area. We ordered parts, I guess it was Wednesday before noon. Got the parts Thursday afternoon. That is amazing. Shout out to FCP for making it happen. So I sent the parts list to the guy yesterday, somewhere around noonish. He calls me up at 3 or 4 o'clock asking me to run down the list for him. I said, man, I've sent you a link to every part you need. I don't need to run down the list. You need to order those parts, because if you don't get them soon, I'm going to be gone and I can't help you. Anyway, hopefully he ordered those parts. I doubt he ordered them in time for us to get them overnight. So if he gives me a tracking number today, I'll probably stay around to help him get that stuff done. It's tough, but man, the guy's really in a bad place. So I think we're going to be able to help this guy get his stuff done. So that's what we're looking forward to. Anyway, in this video, it's a brief video. I guess in my last video, you seen I stopped to pay Dan the Man a visit that night after leaving Chicago. And this is the next morning before I shoved off to go home. So hope you enjoyed today's clips. It still got good information in it, even though it's a short video. And I appreciate you watching, appreciate your support. Have a great day. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the day with my buddy Dan the Man, Handy Dan. Got his YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, throw him a bone. There it is. Just stopped by here to hang out with a friend for a few hours on my way home and check out the progress on his laser. He's coming along, and something happened where they had a hiccup on his wife's XC70, and he realized it, I think, had a coolant leak or something. We need to do the timing belt. What happened, Dan, that made you check this? A noise?
A noise, a grumbling noise. I changed the oil a couple days ago.
Okay.
And then
when you started it up, you heard the noise?
Oh, I'm like listening, and I could just barely hear like a grinding. And it was like, it was rhythmic.
A rhythmatic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I pulled the covers, and then I looked down in there, and you'll see the weep hole on the water pump.
Okay. Oh yeah. See that water pump? That's the first thing that is supposed to happen when that water pump starts getting old. That weep hole starts leaking a little bit of coolant, and it makes a little nasty spot like that where you can see it. Mm-hmm. So he knew he needed to get a water pump time belt. That thing may last another 1,000. It may last 10, but you don't want to know the expiration on that. So he's in here to do a timing belt kit. Parts supposed to arrive today, and this tensioner is a little different on this one, but we got to looking. He said, man, that serpentine belt looks good, and I kind of agreed. And then I looked down here and I was like, that's a weird looking pulley on that alternator. And guess what? That's the other side of that belt. One side of the belt looks good. The other side of the belt is losing teeth quicker than a 20-year-old dog. So he's gonna get the serpentine belt replaced too.
Oh yeah.
So that's what he's doing. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit and head on home. So here is this serpentine belt, man. This is nuts. I don't know if I've ever seen one this bad, and I'm trying to figure out why it would do this. What would cause this belt to start coming apart like this? The other side looks finish. Doesn't even have cracks in it. It's an old belt, maybe original. 160,000 miles. But man, that thing started losing chunks. Check your belts. I don't think this is one that would toss the engine, but if you got one that could lock the engine up, definitely check these belts every 10, 20,000 miles. Glance at them when you change your oil, stuff like that. Just keep your eye on them. Anything visible on a car should be checked once a year, especially if you start getting tire wear, suspension pulling, stuff like that. It's not a bad thing to take the car into a shop, tell them to give you a purchase inspection on it. A lot of those places charge between 60 and 120 bucks, and it's well worth it to find out what your car needs or what's worn out over the past year. If you unlock your cam hubs or sprockets in, this is the best tool right there. Dan said he got his from SP Performance. You put that thing in there, it kind of spring loads out, then you tighten those two Allen keys in there, stop your cams from turning whenever you're doing your timing belt. Your crank almost never turns. Man, if you just put that in there, you probably don't have to worry about timing marks, but I always feel better when my crank is on the timing mark. I can verify that my cam marks are up in the cover where they need to be. Put that in there, pull your belt off, put it back on. It's a lot easier with that tool there. So there you have it. Man, amazing how messed up that serpentine belt was, even though one side was good. I'm not sure what would cause the other side to wear like that. If somebody else got an idea what could have caused that, man, let me know. There wasn't no oil in there or nothing. It just, somehow the other side of that belt just started deteriorating. Maybe it's because it makes a sharper turn around that alternator or something. Besides that, I'm going to get to work. I got a lot of stuff got to do today. I'm going to go help the viewer that has that cam locking tool. I got to swing by the salvage yard, try to get an alternator for James at S70. The alternator's acting up, we think. The one they just put in to mess up the car. And then I'm going to get a couple of parts shipped out to people that want them. Man, I have a very nice 850R shift knob. Now, this knob ain't for everybody. You know, this knob is for people that's got a nice 850R and their shift knob's coming apart and they want a nice one. Yeah, I'm going to make a few bucks on it, hopefully, but it's going to help somebody make their car nice that has an automatic and their leather shift knob's just rough. So I'm going to throw it up on my website. It's, in my opinion, an A quality knob. And it's not outrageous, but it's going to be a decent price for somebody that wants to have their car looking nice. So I'm kind when it comes to stuff like this. I've seen shift knobs for these R's sell close to $400 or $500. If you want it, it'll be there in a few minutes. It's the gray leather one. It helps me to get it. I'm surprised the exhaust tips. I got a couple turbo exhaust tips. I've seen one of those things sell on eBay, new in the box, over $500. Those things are hard to find if you want your car to be pure. These things don't grow on trees either. So anyway, those on my website, a couple other things. I appreciate you all watching. Hope you have a great day.